ثانك يو. يعني لو كنت عارف ورا كريم بنزيما كنت طلبت غير وقت. راح ما تصورنا معه. Okay, so we'll just wait 1 minute, then we'll start. بس هيك to recapture some confidence يعني. Who knows me from social media? Oh, لا, I'm okay. I'm good. Okay, so my name is Dr. Khaled. Probably I'm gonna give you one of the most boring talks you will hear in MISC. Okay? But those who will survive to the end will know why. Just wait. Ask what? What was the question? So, when I'm asked lately, when I go to an interview, whether on classical media, on TVs, on podcasts, there are two most annoying questions for me. The first one is, why are you still not married? I can manage that one. The second most annoying question is, do you practice what you preach? يعني أخي أنت بتطبق اللي بتحكيه. And this is really annoying because I tend to think that I don't preach. I tend to think that I help people, organizations, society to think in a different way. But because I'm asked so much, then I thought maybe I am actually preaching. So I decided that every time I'm gonna talk to a crowd, I'm gonna try to practice what I preach. And then suddenly, this was almost 2-3 weeks back, MISC called Dr. Khaled, we need a talk titled Too Many Tabs Open, which is basically an analogy of being too busy, being overexcited, we have too many pending things, we are managing different projects at the same time, and by projects I mean too many things. Managing a divorce is a project, raising children is a project, managing your career is a project, and all of these are pending tabs. And how does the brain function in all of this chaos? How can we actually reduce some anxiety, some overthinking? How can we actually focus to finish something? And then I said, while I'm preparing this talk, I should practice what I preach. I should tell people, remove your phones, turn the notification out, put it in a different room. So I tried to do it. I sat in a room, I put my phone outside, got my notes, and started writing. And I could not focus for more than 2 minutes because all of my mind was where? On my phone. So I was thinking of the notifications that I will see when I finish focusing. So these techniques of how we focus, using technology to focus, and all of that, they tend to work, but there is a deeper reason for that. So if you excuse me for this analogy, let's do an analogy between the brain and the stomach. It's not an insult. It's natural. So people who are trying to lose weight, they reduce their intake so the volume of the stomach gets smaller. Because the more you eat, the volume of the stomach becomes bigger, and then you need to intake more to fill this void. And you need to start consuming more, and it's a vicious cycle. Now apply this to the brain. When the brain is activated, it is bombarded with too many informations. So we're actually, as if we're feeding the brain with every notification, with every email, with every text message, with every project. So the brain is actually consuming this information, which is making it more active. And this continuous activity of the brain, what does it lead to in the analogy with the stomach? You need to consume more. So the craving for distraction happens in the brain. It is not a reaction for distraction. It's a need for distraction. If I am focused, there is a need in my brain to go open another tab. If I'm watching a Netflix movie and for a few minutes it gets boring, there is a need that I go and check my phone. If I'm having a conversation with a friend and it gets a bit slow, it's a need that I go and continuously keep activating my brain. And what does this do? This continuous activation of the brain, there is a verse in the Quran that says, أَلْهَاكُمُ التَّكَاثُرُ. Like we need more. Our brains need more. So we get bored too easily because the activation is always there. And this causes a discrepancy between reality and our brains. Our minds become faster than the reality. So بالعربي بيقولوا لها الحداثة, which is the modern life, تضرب القدرة على الانتظار. It kills the ability to wait. This modern life kills. عودت علي بالعربي يلا both. So it kills the ability to wait because your mind is always active. It always needs more, so you cannot wait. And then time becomes too short. That's why one of my happiest days was when WhatsApp introduced ×2 voice notes. Because we need to know quickly what's the end of the voice note. And now Instagram has done it. That's why Kulthum, she used to sing for 2 hours, and now the song is 3 minutes. That's why if you watch Fast and Furious 1, it's very different than when you're watching Fast and Furious 10. Because our minds are so active that the slowness of life is not resonating with the activity going inside. Because modern life kills the ability to wait. And waiting is about what? Who would tell me waiting is about what? Patience. Yes. But there is a point, there is a word that I'm looking for. What happens during waiting? Process. What do you feel when you're waiting? Stress, yes. Now that's true. Anxiety, now that's true. The natural feeling of waiting is bored. This space of being bored, we as humanity are totally deprived of it now. There is no time to feel active boredom. Now, even in our boredom, our minds are active. We are bored watching Netflix. This is not boredom. We are bored scrolling down Instagram. This is not boredom. Boredom is when you actually, the activity of the brain goes down. And that's when you can start focusing. So what we need to do, this sounds strange, is to actively expand our waiting time by actively practicing boredom. Boredom is an access for a lot of things. Creativity, sleep, ideas. It's about consistency. There is a saying for Tawfiq al-Hakim. He says, greatness of men is not determined by the intensity of their feelings, but rather by the duration of it. يعني, it's easy to go the first time for the gym, but greatness happens when you perceive or when you are committed. So it's easy to call your mom once, but to do it every day, it takes persistence. So greatness is not measured by the intensity of the emotion. It is measured by how long or the duration of it. So all of what I'm trying to say, I think our minds are overactive now. And to just close the tab or turn off the notification, I think it has a very minimal impact. What we need to do is we need to expand our ability to handle boredom, because a successful marriage needs time and effort, and it can be boring. To build a proper career, it needs time and effort, and it can be boring. To transform a country, it needs time and effort, and at stages it can be boring. بر الوالدين, it takes time and effort and needs, it can be boring. So all of what I'm saying is, do not run so fast from the moments you need to feel boredom. And because I promised you that I'll tell you why my talk is one of the most boring ones, it's because actually I think that boredom is not a bad thing. Thank you so much.